We are back in this one. Here we go, geared up to go for our final match of the evening. We're in that lower bracket, and it's going to be a different one. Gex, you know, some names we haven't seen before on the mainstream just yet, actually. Kuda, Blackfeather, Neumad, and Starlight. And yeah, okay, technically we saw Neumad right before throwing the brakes. That doesn't count.
Yeah, no, it does not count. We saw a glimpse of Nomad taking out the position to get here, and that does mean he's not preferred to win this one, and I feel like that's not real fair. Nomad has been a pretty fantastic player, very consistent across leaderboards, particularly in the mains Rocket League. Main Trackmania season should be on the right game here. We do need to see him get into match first. I'm not seeing him in here yet.
Hopefully they'll get in soon, but the driver I'm keen to watch for is going to be our rookie in this one, Blackfeather, going at it. I'm curious to see how they perform. Again, their preferred map style is kind of highlighted as mixed, but the reason why I'm keen, just because I have no idea what this is, their input device that they're using to control the Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro.
Yeah,
Can you explain to me what that is?
It's just the Thrustmaster. I believe it's the hot swappable. You can swap out the positions and the style of all of your thumbsticks and switches and everything from Thrustmaster. So it's a more advanced form of any of the controllers you're going to see here today.
I mean, it's just the name of it. I love it how,
he's not playing with a flight stick. It's
PS5 controller, PS4 controller, Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro. I think somewhere down the Epo Maker Skylog SK61 from Koishu, who almost made that comeback in that last round.
A lot of people naming their keyboards there that are brands I've never heard of and stuff as well.
I like Scorpid's laptop keyboard, always.
There was one that was laptop numpad. What is up with that? Is that, why am I not aware of that?
Yeah, they're just using the numpad. And then, of course, Kim, who is, arguably a favorite to win this. We brought this up before. Some generic cheap pad.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Another gamepad there, the Fantech Revolver GP12. I didn't even know Fantech made gamepads.
Look, I am just a straight keyboard player, all right? I keep it simple. If I have to name my keyboard, I don't know, it's a Razer something. That's how I work it, all right? It's...
I've got mine, and I know that you've seen it because we had to use it at the ACA the other day. That was my exact keyboard.
Yeah, it's a good keyboard. But, yeah, I don't know. So you're a KB player. You're a KB player, actually, as well, not an M.
No, I am definitely controller for Trackmania. 100% Trackmania controller player for me.
What controller? What are we walking?
PS5. Okay. Here we go. Let's put this up on stream. White PS5 with the rest of my whole white shtick. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. You gotta, it's all about what's comfortable for you.
Gotta accessorize,
Ooh, LED lights.
Yeah.
Some RGB, some flare at it. Again, we should hopefully be starting 2 minutes away, actually just under 2 minutes away, as Neumad has been able to join this lobby. So we will be kicking off shortly. Again, want to reiterate a huge thank you to the family of GamerBoy2508 for providing the prize pool for this event in memoriam of the young player who we unfortunately lost very recent times, without which we wouldn't really be holding this event. And the fact that the fact that Trackmania was able to have such a positive impact on his life, which was taken a little bit too early, so much so that the family is willing to give a prize for this event to see the scene continue to grow. Again, $250.80 in memoriam to his name, the prize pool for this event. It's pretty fantastical stuff, and it's why scenes like this should continue to grow, should continue to be cherished. And again, a friendly reminder too, be nice to each other, be friendly. One of the reasons why I love the Trackmania community has been that sense of camaraderie. It is definitely one of the more fun communities out there. So a big shout out, a big thank you to all of you who are tuning in, following along, maintaining those positive vibes, those happy atmospheres. And let's finish off the day with the bang, Gex. I'm keen for it.
Big shout out to the parents too. Like, not every esports parent is as supportive as this. Certainly not to the community in general. So that's a huge thing. I feel like that deserves a particular shout out there. They are definitely beautiful people for doing what they're doing right now. And yeah, let's see if we can wrap them well with some awesome gameplay. We are hoping to get into this. Noimad has made his way in, and we have 10 seconds until we get into this match.
Yeah, here we go. Final match of the day. Let's do people proud. Let's finish with the bang and remember to laugh and have a good time because that's what this is all about. Here we go. Lower bracket, Blackfeather, Kuda, Starlight, and Noimad. They'll take off in the warm-up right now. Ooh, exciting warm-up, I know.
Exciting warm-up, yeah.
The fact that this game gives a countdown, like I see countdowns, I get hyped. Like that's just the rule.
Yeah,
if someone is counting something down, I'm going to get excited, even if it's like to pay taxes. All right. Woo, boy, let's go.
Oh, I'm going to pay my taxes so hard today.
Actually, well, that's actually counting down to the due date, right? So I kind of have to get excited when I get that one when it's all said and done.
That's the countdown to the return. That's what you're really looking for.
Well, dude, I haven't had a tax return in ages, all right? I am always owing money. It's not a fun time.
I am looking here at some big stuff from Kuda and Noimad, to be honest. Blackfeather as the new one could be an upset here to me, just on the basis of lack of knowledge. Starlight, I don't know a ton about either. DXA with the pickup
don't like
there.
DXA. You just every DXA player is like, I don't know who this is.
I would be happily surprised. I just don't know them. There's nothing I can do about that, Max. Stop bullying me.
Look, I just like I will try my hardest not to be biased. All right, is there what I'll say on that one?
I won't.
I'm keen to see how they play it out as well. I always have high expectations. I have high expectations for everyone here. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a much more up for grab round than what we've seen before, as we are already kind of rolling and a rolling here in Putumayo. For our first run on this one. Again, we've each kind of identified this one. So much fun transitions, big plastic slides, and a big lead for Kuda as we are. This is live. This is underway. No more memes, only dreams now.
Antic coming up. You know what? It's a battle for me between Antic and Trident. I think both of them have their jerseys through True Apparel, and Antic's jerseys are absolutely awesome. I want one. I am buying one of those jerseys.
I'll say this, all right? You know what? Oceanic jerseys, they're all fire. Every one of them is good. Kuda, though, yeah, repping that fire jersey quite nicely. A half-second lead as they cross the finish line in first. 10 points goes to the Antic driver, and we are, off to a very hot start for our favorite in this heat.
We are indeed. I think Kuda coming through as a fairly strong favorite here. Noimad, I think, probably had a chance to come in as a bit of a top player here in this tournament, but I don't feel like Noimad has put in the time on these tracks. Really not living up to my expectations of Noimad currently.
I mean, we will see. I mean, look, we got a little peek of them before, and they were able to get across that finish line and get themselves that round win to get into the stage. But yeah, Noimad starting off the second round here in Putumayo, actually off to a bit of a rougher start. It's Starlight who has a very nice lead. Again, all four of our drivers pretty spread out. Noimad, different line from second and third, though, makes a bit of a gap as Blackfeather made a little bit of a mistake, but with 2 wheels touching the grass, 4 wheels then on the grass, they're going to be losing out on that speed. Out in front, though, Kuda has a very tight line. Starlight has a very wide one. They give up the lead, and Kuda should be able to get across the line first. Only 7 thousandths ahead of Blackfeather.
I'm going to steal a phrase that was just put in the Twitch chat. Blackfeather can win a game of Connect 4 in 3 moves. Unfortunately, he didn't quite get that third move out in time. That was 4 milliseconds, an unbelievably close margin to first place. But what a push by Blackfeather at the last moment.
Yeah. And that was a weird round to me, too, because it felt like all 4 drivers made a mistake at some stage. Nothing drastic, but just like an odd line or a wide line, not able to maintain that momentum. So I would argue it was a little bit sloppy. Speaking of which, Noimad taking a closer look at that arrow. So, too, is Blackfeather. So it's now just between Starlight and Kuda out in front.
And Noimad actually going to be pushing here fairly. Oh, a big bounce is not doing so well for himself. Blackfeather's still behind as well. Starlight and Kuda, though, well out in front, heading through the corner of that checkpoint as Kuda starts to make some real space here.
Yeah, Kuda looking for 30 points in 3 rounds. High chance they're going to be able to cross that line in first. As over the pipes we go. Kuda will take P1. Starlight takes P2. Back further in the track. I mean, it takes them a little while, but Black Feather will come across third. And Neumad has a round, again, that they would very much like to forget.
Kuda, those last 3 corners using up more track space than I think I've seen any player do in this tournament to try and get some space on them there. But unbelievable pace set there by Kuda. And Black Feather still in second, is now more than 10 points behind.
Can I just point out, sometime during the event, that world record was broken again. Now 50.6 by Min. That was not the case when we were here last time on this track, or if it was, I didn't notice. I think that one was set very recently.
Might have been an update that needed to come through from production as well. I know we did have some problems displaying correct
I think that
ones.
happened in the semifinal.
But yeah, I think that was... we did have the issue through our qualifiers there, and through the seeding sector, but I think that was actually what track was that? I didn't think it was this one. I thought that was...
No, that's why I'm saying I'm pretty sure that happened during the semifinal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Chordata too, so...
Yeah, so
I think that might be a brand new one.
Doing Min things, as it were. Kuda, by the way, is doing Kuda things. 4 rounds, 4 wins in a row. They're looking pretty good. A 20-point lead over Starlight, who came across second here, but realistically, it's only the 16-point lead over Black Feather. Either way, Kuda looking for a 50 burger on our first track.
Yeah, this is looking pretty tasty for Kuda, you got to say. He's stacking his burger up well, but it's not over yet for that second place in particular. There's still a lot of fight for that one.
Yeah, as we get ready to go on to Cherry for our next track here. Garcher, that's much better worded. So if that's the type of driver that, you know, Black Feather is, it makes sense. They're Australian. So as we get into our warm-ups now, we will see how this one plays out. You know, it's all about hydration. You need to stay hydrated to perform.
Yeah, here we go again, as we do need to see some big show-ups here from Neumad, sitting well back at the moment. Once again, not the performance from Neumad I've been expecting out here, and Starlight in particular is doing very well to keep ahead here. Black Feather, though, seems to actually have some blistering pace if he can keep consistent.
We'll see if they'll be able to fight it. I mean, Cherry, a fun race. Oh, look at that. Another world record currently being held by Min as Nomad, you know, showing off some of those donuts. Everyone likes to warm up in different ways. All right, Jackson, whether it's donuts, whether it's, you know, actually having an honest warm-up go, or whether it's, you know, launching yourself out of the track and exploring wherever you might happen to be. We will see how this one plays out. Kuda so far has yet to drop around 4 for 4 out in first place. We'll still get ready to go for this one. Maybe the other drivers will catch up here, but so far it has been the Kuda show.
Kuda, yeah, has been absolutely dominant here, and that's kind of what I was expecting. Kuda has been very, very promising across many, many fronts, and I think coming into this lower bracket was probably one of the highest chanced players to make it through.
Oh, it's a bit of an upset, really, kind of see them down here in this bracket. I mean, they were in the upper bracket at the start of it. They still had a good seeding, but they just ran into problems in that first round where Speed was able to get the upset on them. And since then, Kuda, though, has been on that bit of a tear. And speaking of being on the tear, I mean, look at them out in front right now. Neumad second, Black Feather back in third, as Starlight bonks off the wall all the way back in P4. So they're kind of out of the running here. Doesn't look like Neumad will be able to get the line to pass Kuda as well. This plastic's all about maintaining that speed. Black Feather catches the edge, and with that, it's a clear 1-2 Kuda than Neumad.
And I think Black Feather knew he needed to cut that super close if he was going to be able to cut in on Neumad's lead on him there, but wasn't able to take it. Did have the safety to still make that third position, didn't lose one out of that, and Starlight comes in the back.
So a pretty easy 1, 2, 3, 4 for this group. Kuda happily out in front for the time being. Again, on pace for a very, very dominant lower bracket round here. We'll see if anyone can take them down. The Antic driver actually having a little bit of troubles this time around. Has dropped a P3. Wasn't the cleanest opening section for them. Instead, it's Blackfeather right now. Finally found that third piece in the Connect 4 game as they pull further ahead.
Right, here comes Blackfeather. There has to be that consistency coming through, though. We've seen mistakes. We saw it even last round. And Kuda, yeah, I mean, we expect Kuda to gain. An incredible pace set by Kuda multiple times through this. And like you said, maybe even a bit of an upset to see them drop to the lower bracket. Blackfeather, very close calls here. As Kuda still making room. It's not enough by the finish line, though. Noimad going to come in third and Starlight trailing.
Yeah, so finally Kuda drops around despite a very, very strong finish to it. It is going to go to Blackfeather, and those 10 points over the likes of Noimad and Starlight. I know it's still early in the heat for that second place position, but that's going to mean a lot moving forward. That's a nice bit of gap that Blackfeather would be looking for right now. Kuda looking for revenge after that bit of a rough round. Still waiting to see a strong run from either Starlight or from
might be seeing it here.
Kind of like be right up there with it. We could see it here, but I don't know. It still looks like the Kuda show for me, Gex. I mean, they're just so good.
And Kuda, I expect Kuda to be in first. This is really a race for second for me, and Starlight out ahead of the rest of the pack right now, actually contesting Kuda very, very well. Nice line here. Starlight might get it back. Oh, just held off. And this one here, this is one of the toughest corners. If you can drift that perfectly, you'll take massive speed. But Starlight doesn't. A tiny clip possible at the end there. Did lose a lot of speed.
That was so on the edge, and you love to see it, but it doesn't work out for Starlight. Kuda wins the round. Blackfeather stole second as well, and is continuing to extend that gap for third. However, Kuda sitting at 67 points right now, has only given up 3 points so far in this heat. I mean, this is such a dominant performance.
And even for Noimad, he would have been hoping for anybody to beat out Blackfeather there to keep the point game to a minimum from Blackfeather, who's already well out ahead. That's a poor start from Starlight. That's really unfortunate. Noimad out ahead, though.
Noimad, good start, but Blackfeather has the speed
Kuda made a touch
section and will be gaining. Kuda did bonk, lost a bit of speed, but it wasn't a big hit as Blackfeather much more inside line. Another bonk from Kuda. They're out of this heat. It's going to be down between Noimad and Blackfeather as Kuda goes careening off the back of the grass.
Crazy good line held by Blackfeather there, actually, to get that out. Made an enormous gain there on Noimad, who was trying to take a safe line. Does make a bit of a bonk, and it slows him down to crucial moment. Was guaranteed the bounce on the plastic as a result, and now it might be Starlight to overtake. Just has way more pace.
Yeah, I mean, Blackfeather is going to go ahead and finish P1 at the front. Starlight, who had the initial bonk at the start of this round, comes across P2, Noimad 3, Kuda 4. In what was, I'm going to say it right now, that's the sloppiest round we've seen today. Yeah,
absolutely. Noimad in particular, though, really needed the chance in equal last place there, needed to be able to hold that to become first there and gain something back on Blackfeather, who is starting to run away with second even.
Yeah, it is. We're definitely seeing, some large gaps being formed out right now. But for Kuda, we're going to be going to Chordata and Chordata. Interesting track for this one. I mean, Kuda, if they win all 4 of the rounds that we have here, they win the heat, right? So that's what they're going to be shooting for. They want to finish this on Chordata. More likely, we'll probably have one more track after this, but hey, that's on the table.
Yeah, I think we will probably see another track come out. We usually would at this point, but Kuda definitely has the potential to go to finalist position by the end of this one, and has been slipping a little bit recently, though. I'm not sure we're going to see it. Maybe we just see him come up as a really big player on Chordata, but we have been seeing Kuda just slip a little bit on the times.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know the first track.
Or the consistency.
So we'll see how it plays out. Where's Noimad going? Noimad's off. Noimad has left the stadium, has left the pitch. They are gone. Goodbye, Noimad. Maybe, you know what? I think they're off to concession stand. Okay, they're looking to collect some snacks before this next round.
Yeah, he's off to practice his dragon yeets around the stadium. Just leave him be. It's Noimad practicing advanced tech.
Dude, if that's it, practicing advanced tech, dude, I should be the best at this game, all right? Like, that's
You
all I
spend a lot
do.
of time out there? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love exploring, all right?
Yeah.
It's in the blood. As we do start off this one, look how tight we all are up the dirt. All 4 drivers in one thick pack, and this is what we want to see. Starlight currently has the lead, but the speed being held by Kuda gets them momentarily in the lead, and now they should be able to find it and hold.
Yeah, the pace. Kuda always holding pace well. It really is just down to consistency. Has to not make the big errors here to be able to hold, but it is looking like a good line. This is another one of my favorites for the tracks. I love this finish with the skip there over the jump. Kuda finishes very cleanly. A low jump off the side there is always crucial to maintain maximum speed there, and did need it as well. Blackfeather wasn't too far behind.
Yeah, but the big thing for me was actually Starlight. Fantastic start, but then disappeared on the back half of that track. A little bit disappointing from the DXA driver. We'll see if they're going to be able to find that hot start again and this time maintain it, because both Starlight and Neumad are in rough spots right now. 20 points behind P2. That is a pretty drastic difference. And with the way how Kuda's looking, again, they only need to win 3 more rounds and they're done. They're through. That fight for second, the comeback actually has to start now.
And Neumad looking good for this one, though. Oh, we'll clip the edge, though. Starlight actually now in second, and with some lead on the back two there. Both Neumad and Blackfeather making major mistakes early on. I mean, I suppose you wouldn't call it a major one for Neumad. Really was only a light clip, but there is so little in this. It's a short track. Kuda is going to make a major mistake. Can't take the finish line either, and both Starlight and Neumad get out ahead as a result.
Hey, look, the two who starting to need to make that comeback. Well, that's how you do it. 4 points gained for Neumad, 7 points gained for Starlight. That is that start they were hoping for to try and run down Blackfeather, who still has a 15-point lead over Starlight. And here's the crazy thing, right? As long as Kuda is in it, you kind of have to run under the assumption very likely Kuda will win. The difference between second and third, it's only 2 points. And that's why that point difference between second and third is so significant right now. Like, realistically, Neumad and Starlight, they need round wins. So when Kuda makes a mistake like that, great job from Starlight to be able to capitalize.
Kuda now pushing in first as expected once again. Being chased up by Starlight, who has made some major gains. Probably a lot more time put into this map than some. Kuda, major mistake over the transition there. And Blackfeather chasing up Starlight now. Starlight looks like they can probably hold this. There is a bit more pace on Blackfeather, though.
Yeah, mistake from Neumad as well. We'll see what happens. Blackfeather too much.
Oh, Neumad again.
Goes a little bit wide. Neumad bonks as well in the back. They'll lose out a third to Kuda, but Starlight, second round win in a row. Exactly where they want to be. So a good, strong showing from the DXA driver, starting to make that comeback happen as Neumad, well, they're going to take their time to reset before crossing the finish line. All well and good. Look, Gex, something that I'm noticing from Neumad as well, only driver going to the left still and taking the high road, not the low road that the others are taking. And I think that's a big reason why we're seeing the likes of Starlight do a better job at playing catch-up. Kuda, though, they win this round, they'll be on finalist point.
Yeah, I mean, Neumad just not taking optimal lines here, and that is going to cost them. I don't feel like necessarily the line is the biggest issue here. Just no consistency out of Neumad right now, and that does mean that Neumad's wider lines become even more of an issue. If you are making wide lines and barely keeping up pace, you really need to make sure that you're consistent at the very least.
Starlight going from 2-round wins to a bonk at the start kind of sees them out of the running on this one. Out in front, it is going to be Blackfeather looking to kind of retake that little bit of ground that was lost. Kuda, this is not a track where they're as strong on as our first couple we've seen. Goodbye, Neumad. Blackfeather now should be able to ride this one to the end. P1 for Blackfeather, P2 for Kuda.
Neumad making an absolutely catastrophic error here. This might count Neumad out of the contest for second place here. Kuda is pretty well guaranteed the next run to be in in the finalist position, and in really, I mean, there is not enough space here for Blackfeather to gain back this and take it in first, in my opinion. It is technically possible, but with Kuda setting these paces, I think he's going to find a first pretty easily.
So if you're going to see a world for Blackfeather to get first, this round, Blackfeather just needs a second. or first. They just need to finish top 2. It doesn't matter after that. But then they're going to need 2 in a row, regardless of what happens, right?
Yeah.
So that's how Blackfeather wins this. This first round on Scarecrow, actually not that important for first and second place. It's more important, I feel like, for Starlight and Noimad, who are looking to run Blackfeather down. That's where I think some focus will be. No matter what, Kuda is going to be a finalist. Doesn't matter what position they're in. Blackfeather needs a first or a second if they're looking to seal first place away to set themselves up for the back-to-back wins. I mean, which is always going to be difficult. We'll see how that plays out. And for Starlight and Noimad, they just want to see Blackfeather bonk and crash and burn.
Yeah, I think Noimad really desperately needs to see that. Really not a lot of chance of catching up to Blackfeather at this point. We may already have our first and second set in... The cement is setting. I wouldn't say it's in stone yet, but the cement is starting to set.
I mean, look, I always get worried for a driver's chances to get back in it when I see them talking in Twitch chat. Just, I'm here to have a good time. And I appreciate that. Okay, that's what I do whenever I'm competing, Noimad. So I feel you in that regards. But I like crazy comeback stories. So I'm kind of hoping, you know, you're just saying that to psych your opponents out. And we're going to see you absolutely tear it up here. Here we go, though. This round, more important for the drivers in third and fourth, unless Starlight can get themselves... Not Starlight, sorry.
Oh, Noimad.
Blackfeather can get a top 2, but Noimad. I'll see.
How much fun are you having
driving
now?
into the wall is fun, guys.
Exactly. Yeah. Driving into the wall is so much fun. We're going to do it time and time again here. We have seen it time and time again, not just from Noimad. Even Kuda has been making these mistakes. And right now, it would take that mistake from Starlight to drop this lead. Starlight taking the dirt section so well. Kuda is making time, but is it enough? Good pace set here. Starlight starting to lose ground. Is it enough? No, Starlight's going to take first here.
But the big thing, again, Blackfeather only gets 5 points, so they're not able to get to finalist point just yet. And with Starlight getting the win, that's closing the gap. They've still got a couple more rounds before their back is going to be against the wall. Starlight, if they are at this form on Scarecrow throughout, there is a chance they can steal second place away. There
is indeed. Kuda, I mean, if Blackfeather wants to make this up and try and take actually first out of this one, it is within target. It would need 3 in a row, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy right now, but they are going to be the two battling out in front at the moment. Starlight just a little bit further back behind in third, and for Noimad, well, they're having fun, Gex, and we'll leave it at that. Here we go, though. Starlight looking to chase down Kuda's inside line, carries some momentum, but not enough to make the overtake till we go up the hill. And then Kuda just screams ahead the first place. They're looking to qualify into the next stage. They're looking to win this heat. Starlight takes P2 and is going to try to hold that to keep Blackfeather down, but it is all Kuda advancing, winning the heat. They cross P1.
Incredible pace set by Kuda and was well ahead by the final section, who I think that final section, Kuda is consistently the fastest through as well. Really, really big finish there for Kuda. Blackfeather still losing ground a bit. Starlight is within reach. Now, would only take 2 realistically at the point that Blackfeather reaches that finalist position.
Noimad wants you to know he's still having fun, Gex.
I'm glad. Thank you, Noimad. Thank you for filling me in. I was worried for you. You've done well. We love you.
I'm happy to see Noimad out here competing, obviously, as well. Here we go, the Starlight out in front again, looking for another strong finish, so close to the wall. But it's the underneath line from Blackfeather that has it, and that bonk from Starlight could hurt. Now, Starlight could keep... Well, actually, I don't think anything's going to keep Blackfeather away from getting to finalist point on this stage. They're going to be 1 race away. Starlight will have their back against the wall, most likely needing to win, well, 2 in a row, because they will be finishing this round on 90 as well. So that's going to be the battle. Blackfeather needs 1, Starlight needs 2.
Copium in the chat. Speed is still supporting Noimad here. Says, drive your heart out. I think he is. His heart might already be. Exactly. It's the Kiwi pride. I'm a huge Noimad fan, though. From watching him in other tournaments, Noimad has been absolutely massive. Just coming in here today, like you said, looking for some fun, but it doesn't look like he's in contest to make it out of this one. Starlight just needs 2 in a row now. That exact same situation we saw conquered earlier from that 90-point position as well. Can Starlight make it twice in one day? Blackfeather making it look unlikely.
Oh, that's a bit of a killer blow right there from
Yep.
Black Feather. Balking the wall is going to hurt. So all the hopes for the DXA driver is on Neumann right now. The Kiwi, can they pull off the upset over Black Feather, or will Black Feather hold? Well, Neumann, after a couple for fun rounds, now is looking a lot more competitive. What a line up the hill, but it's a bit too tight. They stuffed the ending, and Black Feather just needs to coast their way to the next stage of the lower bracket.
Stop cursing this man. He's trying to have fun. I think he's gone Rocket Man off the side there. He's definitely having fun. Starlight's still making errors as well, but they are all aware that this is over. Black Feather leads it through as our second finalist out, taking the second place. Takuda in first, and a big finish here. Nomad, you're going to finish off well, man. We're very happy you came out here and had some fun. Starlight as well. A much bigger fight from Starlight than I thought we would see, and really good to see that come out in the third place.
I'm telling you, man, the DXA drivers, all right, they're on the up and up, okay? I believe in it. I want to believe in it. We'll see if that happens, how that does play out. But the big winner overall, I mean, Lakuda absolutely dominated this.
Thrashed.
There's not really much more we need to say about that one. But what a heat that one was, and what a day this day was, Gex, actually. Like, a lot of fun, obviously, to be coming at it. And, I mean, the stage is set for tomorrow, and it's going to be even better then.
It has been a fantastic day one. Even from word go, we had some really, really awesome stuff out of our seeding rounds. We really saw some potential out of some players. Nomad didn't even make it through in the top 8, so he has made it further in the day than maybe predicted by that as well. So definitely some players in here who have given us some big showings and some surprises. I loved seeing that back-to-back win for that one placement earlier. Who was that? That was...
It was Careless Cobra, I believe.
Yes, it was Cobra.
It was Careless Cobra, who, by the way, you want to hear the heat that Careless Cobra's in? Because we had the results from our other lower bracket round as well. Careless Cobra, Crazy Bus Driver, SQLC, and Black Feather. 3 rookies in Careless Cobra. That's going to be one of our lower bracket rounds. The other will include J-Swag, Svid, Kuda, and Complex as well. So 4 rookies still in the lower bracket. Guaranteed to see at least one of them in that lower bracket semifinal. Of course, our upper bracket final match, Min, Mutta, Planetary Goose, and Spark. They are our final 12 drivers, and we'll be seeing them all drive at this tomorrow. What a fun top 12 this is.
If you watched our Group A qualifiers, those placements, you would be expecting exactly what our upper bracket final looks like right now. Min and Mutta were always up there with some big statements. Spark was already contesting Min, and then Planetary Goose in that third spot just had so much potential behind. Careless Cobra did make it through to that lower bracket quarterfinal 2, like you said, and will be up against 3 rookies, but it's the exact opposite in the top side, where Complex, who was the second seed out of Group B, is the only rookie left up in the lower bracket quarter 1. So that's going to be a big one. Kuda particularly setting big pace out there. Complex might have a challenge put to him here.
Yeah, that one will be an interesting to watch as well, especially with J-Swag still lurking about and Speed repping New Zealand. So, you know, he lost. There could have been a chance we could have seen 2 Kiwis in that one. not how it will play out. But all of this will be happening again tomorrow. Same start time as today. So if you've been here from the beginning, make sure, you know, you show up and you get ready for it. But for those of you who weren't here from the beginning today, it's going to be a roughly 4 o'clock Australian Eastern start time. Is when we will be kicking this one off, and I don't know time zones across the globe.
That is plus 10, so if you want to tune in from Asia, where a lot of our viewers are, if you're going by Indonesian time, that is plus 8, so you'll be 2 hours earlier. That's going to be a 2 o'clock start for you guys. Yeah, definitely come on out and see the finals. And if you're European, we don't know. Good luck. Good luck is what I have to say. Yes. Like our producer, you know, who has been guiding us on Critty on that European time zone. A big shout out and a big thank you to him for doing all the production behind the scenes. Fantastic stuff from Critty and fantastic stuff from everyone who take part in this one today. We'll be back at it tomorrow, so do set those alarms. Get ready for more Trackmania, and we will see you then.